Hello everyone and welcome back to JB Still Gaming, where today we're taking a look at Maelstrom. This is a early access game that's a pirate ship multiplayer online combat battle royale sort of game. Yeah, so this game is really a lot of fun and I've been enjoying it. So right now, let's talk about what's in the game. So basically you start off and you're going to have enemy ships and also NPC ships. The NPC ships are going to be pretty easy to destroy. They'll give you power-ups. They might give you more speed. They may give you more armor. They may give you more firepower, things like that. Also, there will be enemy ships out there, and basically it is a battle royale game. You play until someone wins. As you can see, the NPC ships are pretty easy to take out. However, just because you take out a ship doesn't mean you need to get you will get their loot. There is golden things that you can use to upgrade your ships and buy more ships out there, and you actually have to pick them up. So it is possible to basically snipe someone else's loot. They can destroy a ship and you can fly in and get the loot before they do. If you destroy another player's ship, you tend to get a lot more loot, particularly after they have taken stuff from other players and other NPC ships. There are 3 factions in the game. Each faction has 3 different ships. I've checked out one of the ships for each faction. Basically, the human faction tends to have decent speed and good broadsides. This ship can only fire from its left and its right, and you can see that thing recharging when I look to the side that looks like the trident there. When it gets all the way full, I'll fire my full shot. I can fire sooner than that, but I'll fire less shots, basically. There are other ships that work different ways, though, and we'll look at those briefly as we move on. Some other things to bear in mind: this is not a realistic naval combat game. We can speed up and slow down, and the very bottom left is our speed, and you can see we're very easily able to do that and to turn. There are currents and things like that, like right now we're going against a current, so you can go faster or slower. There are things like the map gets smaller like you would expect, and you can ram ships, and if you hit them with their front, I believe you may take a little bit of damage, but the enemy will take more. There, you can see we're losing more territory, and if you stay in the red area, then there's a high potential that a sea monster will destroy you, and trust me, we'll get to see that in a little bit. Each ship has armor. You can see around my ship, kind of on the left side in the middle, there are 4 different sides of armor. In order to do hull damage, you have to take out somebody's armor. And there's also sails. You can destroy somebody's sails so that they move more slowly and maneuver less. So that's basically right above my speed. You have the regular shot. You also have chain shot to take out sails. And here's one, the orc ship. And then you also have the grape shot to use against crew. The red bar, because when you see enemy ships, you often see a white bar, at least enemy player ships, a white bar, a blue bar, and a red bar. The white bar is kind of like their hull strength, if you will. The blue bar is their sails, and the red bar is their crew. You can use grape shot to take out crew. There's also a boarding action I don't really do in this, where you right click, or I'm not sure what the controller prompt. You can play with controller or with mouse and keyboard, and here I'm about to get destroyed by a sea monster. But if you take out someone's crew, then their ship is gone as well. So that's a tactic. For example, the dwarf ships, they have a lot of armor, but they tend to be weak on crew. But again, each ship is a little bit different for each faction. Now, that ship that I was using with the orcs there, it's really good at ramming. You may have noticed it also had a front firing arc. That front firing arc isn't as powerful as the 2 broadsides, but it's still nice to have. Now, I also had a captain on that ship. Captains give you special abilities, and you unlock them by doing what we're about to see here, when you get enough gold to get a box. Now, don't worry, these are not loot boxes. They are kind of randomized, but there's always a captain in each one. That's just the way it works. There are no microtransactions in this game or anything like that, or loot boxes. Basically, when you get enough gold, after a while you get a box and you get another captain. Also, as you play with ships more and more, you get more fame and unlock crew. You can have up to 3 crew on your ships that have different benefits, and the captain gives you like a spacebar ability that you can use. And this ship, I have a thing, actually this ship doesn't have a captain, and that one has one that could make like a little whirlpool around my ship. When enemies move into it, it's harder for them to maneuver. So here's the dwarf ship. The dwarf ship, while the broadsides are more powerful and I run into some rocks, it can fire from all 4 angles. Also, dwarf ships tend to be able to go backwards because they're not powered by sails. They're powered by those like wheels underneath the ship. At least this one is. So here we're in kind of a endgame battle, so you can see what that looks like in the chaos of that. So the 3 factions play differently, and each ship within each faction plays differently. This one hits hard. Like there's another dwarf ship with just a ton of armor, but it's very slow. And then there's one that's pretty small and actually pretty fast. It plays a little bit differently than the other dwarf ships, and is a little bit smaller and harder to hit because of the size of the ship. Obviously matters too. Here's the deal: it can feel a little bit imbalanced when you get into this game. Oh, there's a boarding action. Actually, my opponent did, I believe, where they kind of hooked me, but I think I was far enough away. I think that's what it was. But basically, when you get a boarding action, you can't move, and you can still fire your cannons, and your crew attack each other. So if you have a stronger crew, and orcs tend to have stronger crew, then that will work out pretty well for you. But basically, it can feel a little imbalanced because you use that money to upgrade your ship. You can upgrade different levels of ship and then have different choices as you go between two different choices as to what things you want to upgrade as you go. And when playing against players that are more powerful or things you're not used to, it may seem out of balance initially. However, I have won 2 games, one with my orc ship and one with this one. So, and I haven't upgraded anything yet. So with more play, I think I'll upgrade more stuff, and I have been having a lot of fun, and with no microtransactions, it seems like it's a good chaotic time. It may be a little frustrating at first, but you'll get used to it, and the more you play, the more stuff you'll get, and the more you'll be balanced with everyone else. So thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and we will talk to you again soon.